Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm really excited to be with all of you here today. We completed last week the 4-part series on the afterlife. So if you haven't checked those videos out yet, I would love for you to go head on over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel there on YouTube. It's just Leanne Thomas, so easy to find me there on YouTube, and watch the Afterlife series. But if you're here today, we are going to have another 4-part series on developing intuition at home. We're all intuitive. Everyone has intuitive abilities, and everyone can even work on their intuitive abilities and do things every day to help boost their intuition, their gut feelings, their knowings, to help you live a more balanced and well life. So this really is for anyone and everyone. So this first how-to class is going to be all about energy. Now, opening up and becoming more intuitive needs to start with the idea of energy. Now, with all my students, whether they're a beginner, an intermediate student, or an advanced student, we always go back to basics. And I know that I have someone who's not quite ready to expand or grow when that's problematic for them, when they're feeling they already know everything, they've already done everything. And going back to basics and thinking about our energy is crucial. It's something that I revolve through a few times a year. I go back and I focus on this 4-part series that I'm doing for you, starting with the energy. I go back and cycle through that regularly. It's a good check-in for me to make sure that I'm focused, that I'm centered. And so this is always something that you're going to want to think about and come back to. And so as all of you are here in the room, I'm so excited. Thank you for coming, everyone. I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope you have your questions ready. So energy. It helps us to become more intuitive when we can put in the front of our brain the idea that energy is everything, it's all around us, and that we can sense into, perceive, feel into, if you will, all of the energy that's around us. So I'm going to share what the homework for everyone will be this week. So all week long, I want you to keep in the front of your brain that everything is energy, and that your job this week, your homework, is to feel into all of the energy that's around you all the time, as much as you possibly can. And this isn't something that you have to go do out of your way. So everywhere you go, every place you visit, whether it's a familiar place like your car, your home, your bedroom, your bathroom, I want you to take a moment to feel into all the spaces that are regular or normal to you, and then perhaps some that aren't your regular or normal places. So for instance, the grocery store, or a Starbucks, or another kind of coffee house, or a restaurant that you go to. All you're going to need is a journal, because you're going to want to keep track of the different feelings that come up from the different places that you visit, that you go to. And when you're keeping track in your journal, I want you to keep track of some things that might seem non-consequential. Like, I want you to put down what the weather was like at the time, what time of day it was that you visited the place. Was it very busy, or was it just you in the space? So your homework is to go to places and feel into the energy. And what I'm wanting or hoping is that you can feel the difference, and it does grow over time. Over time, you will learn to feel more into the different kinds of energy that's around you. And some places have more heavier energy. I don't really like to use the term negative energy, but it suits the purpose of this, because you might be feeling more negative energy in certain places and more positive energy in other places. And so you can use terms like that. As Debbie writes here in the chat room, she's asking, should we feel into negative energy too? Absolutely, because that's how you become discerning. There's nothing to be fearful of with negative energy. Trust me, there's nothing out there that's trying to get you or harm you. But people are giving off their energy that includes all of us, everybody listening here, we're giving off our energy all day, every day. And we're absorbing or taking in energy all day, every day. So the more mindful we become of it, the more responsible for our own personal energy we become. And I am going to talk more about personal responsibility and our energy as we go into some other classes. Our other classes with this series, like, into next week. But there's nothing to be afraid of or fearful of as it relates to feeling into energy of places, whether it's positive or negative. It's not going to harm you or hurt you. And what I mean by that is that you're setting the intention to learn and grow. So you want to also be putting that in your mind, that I'm having an experience here and that nothing can be harming me. As you go through and you're feeling negative experiences, you do want to be, when you're mindful of it, then you can shake it off. I even do in the evening before I go to bed, I either take soak in the tub, which is really rare. I rarely have the luxury of time to get in and soak in the tub, but every now and then I need to. Or in the shower, and while I'm taking care and cleansing my body, I'm also letting go of any stuff that's gunk on me from the outside world, and I'm letting it go. And some of it may not even be negative. It may just be it's not mine. So I'm allowing it to rinse off. I'm allowing it to go. There are times when you might feel this week that you've collected energy and that you need a little bit deeper releasing of all of the energy. It's a good time to do a soak in the tub with Epsom salt, something like that. You don't have to have Epsom salts that's blessed by monks. You don't need to go and buy it at some fancy shop where they've added Reiki to it or something. You can do that yourself, and just with the intention of clearing and letting all of the energy go is all you need to do, because you can get and pick up on negative energy, and even in a very positive place or a positive space. And it isn't that someone's trying to hurt you, but the negative energy that we pick up on typically comes from other people. And they have no idea that they're giving off negative energy, a negative vibe, if you will. And we all can do it at times. We were going through a rough time and we need that friend to talk to. And at the end of if a friend comes to you and they're going through a difficult time, you may feel heavy after talking to them, but you still love your friend. It doesn't mean that anything bad has happened to you. It just means that you're absorbing. And if we're mindful, we know when we're doing it. And that helps our intuition to grow, because people will say one thing, but their energy or their intentions behind their actual words might be something very different. And so that's the power in this activity, is when we become heightened with our awareness of all of the energy around us. When we become cognizant of, what we've picked up on, or if it's affecting our feelings or our emotions, our attitude, and how our body physically feels or our emotions are coming across, then we become more powerful, and we can influence coming back into a state of balance or peace, even after, say, a difficult day. I mean, think about it too. Even if you've driven down the road, say you're going home from work and there's a lot of traffic on the freeway, and that can feel very heavy or negative, the energy of that, because people in their cars around you may be feeling stressed or running late for something. You are also absorbing some of the energy of other people, even if they're in cars that are not, in your car with you. So we're picking up energy all the time. And when we understand that sometimes our emotions or our feelings, if we're feeling heavy, tired, irritable, might not be us, it might not be our stuff, and we can release and let it go, then we become more powerful with staying balanced and having a life where that we're feeling like we're moving through it with the most positive of experiences as possible. So one of the things, if you've picked up a lot of energy, that I do want you to do is set the intention, take that shower at the end of the evening, soak in a tub if you need to, with the intention of just letting it go. It's that easy. It doesn't have to be do 10 jumping jacks and run around the building, something. So it's very simple. We can do this really simply on our own, and we really don't want to let it linger, any negative energy in our homes and certainly in our bedrooms at the end of the night. So people who aren't sleeping might be taking some of that negative energy with them to bed with them at night and without releasing it or letting it go. So part of the homework, after you've gone to places every night, you want to set the intention to release it. Now, some people like doing a ritual. You can. It's nothing wrong with it, but the power is not in the ritual. The power is in your intention that you're setting. So if you want to light a candle, drink a cup of chamomile tea, and just say a prayer and release all of the energy, you certainly can. You can sage. It isn't something that's necessary to do, but some people like it. So it's really the act of the release and the let go that where the power comes into with all of this. So that's certainly so easy to do, is to recognize I've picked up energy and I'm releasing it. And even if we're carrying some more intense energy ourselves, we're going through something, we can still do some kind of an action to help us release it. Whether that's showering, whether it's and setting the intention, soaking in the tub, whether it's meditating, all of those things can help you release the energy. But you find what works for you, but you set the intention to do it. Susie in the chat room is talking about what's happening to our energy during menopause or perimenopause. Well, we're also having our energy shift and adjust because our body is going through changes. And so the hormonal changes that we have can influence us chemically. So on top of being influenced by other people's energy, the energy of the world, the energy of places, we can also be influenced by our own body chemistry. And it does help to become aware of it and to pay attention to our feelings and emotions. And if it's a physical reaction our body is having, like going through menopause or perimenopause and the roller coaster of emotions, is that keeping that journal, being mindful of things that may trigger you, being mindful of the foods that you put in your body, working with very healthful things to include into your body when you're having that physical reaction. If you've had a really rough day and you know you've absorbed lots of heavier energy, you can call it negative if you want, then you do want to be very mindful of, eating well or putting something healthful back into your body with your evening meal. That also is a great way of refueling the body to handle that energy, which can also come upon us with that feeling of stress. Hope that makes sense, Susie, because when we do have physical symptoms, we do want to also pay attention physically. What can we do? And also what becomes really important, if you are having a lot of negative energy or you're going through a lot, it is extremely helpful to move your body. I'm not talking about running a marathon unless you love running marathons. I'm not talking about spending an hour on the treadmill unless you like doing that. But it can be yoga, it can be a walk. You can take your dogs out for a walk. It can be gentle stretching. But moving the body is also a great way when we've overstressed the body with negative energy. Think about places that you go where you're going to there's going to be negative energy or heavy energy in the air. And it doesn't mean it's a bad place. It just means that some places are confined. The energy disperses a lot less. It could be the mall. I really do want to challenge all of you. So if you do go to the mall, leave me a note here on Facebook, a message right here on this, put it on YouTube, leave a comment here, if you go to the mall before it opens. It is the most bizarre feeling. So this week, if you have a chance to do that, you will be amazed at how much energy you feel with no one really even being there. Or go when it's very, very busy, like that. Oh, I love that Corey writes here, and he's amazing. I just love all of his beautiful pictures. If you have a chance to Corey Mann, CoryMann on Instagram, he puts the most amazing, beautiful pictures up, and he writes that he goes surfing and swimming with the dolphins, and that I would think would be like the elevated level of clearing your energy would be extremely high. Anytime I can get into the ocean, it definitely helps to clear away any gunk that's collected on my aura, my energy field. So we all have an aura, and it's a projection of every cell of our body carries light. Light is energy and information, and the light from every cell in our body projects outward, but it can also be a little bit like static, or like if a sock sticking to the sweater. Our energy field can hang on to energy that way, like static, so releasing it in these ways. So if you guys have other ways of releasing energy that's around you or on your energy field, please comment on that and put it, if you're listening to this on YouTube later, put it down in the comments and share some great ideas. And then as we share ideas, we can all grow and try different things, because not one thing is going to work for everyone. Not everyone's going to get into the ocean and feel completely released. Now, I can't imagine who wouldn't, but it could be true. Stephanie writes that you had said in my reading that I carry my stress in my back. Oh my goodness, that's so interesting. I don't remember that, but I'm in a world of hurt right now and can't get relief. Okay, well, the power of intention from all of us even to release the energy, our stress that can build up around us, is that everybody here, if you're listening, that we can send Stephanie some loving energy, and it's just through the power of intention. We're so sorry to hear that you're dealing with that, Stephanie. So hopefully some things that you hear will help, and that also we're all sending you some loving, healing energies. And so I love all the comments coming in. Keep them coming. Emily writes that the ocean terrifies her. Just dip your feet in or your toes in, or watch, or do the bath thing with some Epsom salt, some sea salt. Is a great way. And BJ writes that she writes her feelings down, like keeping a journal, like I was saying here, even through your experiences of going to different places. It's going to heighten. When you focus on the energy that's around you, it heightens that sense of awareness that you have intuitively. Your intuition grows and expands, but it takes time. So you may do the exercises and do it all day, every day this week, but you might take it into the following week and the following week, because I don't want to turn off my perception of energy that's all around me. It helps me be mindful. It helps me to feel balanced and peaceful, even in stressful situations, like say if I've got to go to the dentist, or if I have to go to the DMV for some reason. Those places tend to have more heavy energy hanging around them. It's not that the people that are there are negative or the people there are bad people. It's just that no one typically goes to places like that excited to be there. They're not super excited to be having their teeth worked on, or super excited at the DMV. There's anxious feelings or heavy feelings that can come with it. And certainly even at the mall, people have stress or levels of concern at the mall because they're there and they need to spend money, and maybe they're feeling they don't have enough. So there's all kinds of mixed emotions that come with places. And we do truly want to be mindful of it. It changes the game for all intuition, and anyone that's been giving readings or doing spiritual work, whether it's healing work, psychic work, mediumship work, going back to this basic reminds us of our energy. It pulls us back to center, and it heightens everything. And we become more aware. And when we become more aware, we become more responsible. We don't throw our energy at other people as much. We're mindful and we're kinder. We're sensitive on a level of being aware that somebody may not be fully aware of their feelings or their emotions and their energy that they're throwing around. So you're going to keep a journal. You're going to go to places, all different kinds of places, and you already go places, so you don't have to add necessarily anything else on to what you're doing. And that's what this week's class on energy and what your homework is for this week. So I'm happy to take some questions here, but before I do, I want to talk about really quick, because I'm getting a lot of emails from people about the Soulmates class. And I'm just going to give a few specifics, because the Soulmates class, it is going to be somewhat of an application process. I'm only going to take 8 students for that class, but there's going to be 12 classes once a month. And there will be homework all month long that you need to be mindful of in the Soulmates class. So it's quite a journey. It's not going to be for everyone. It's for people who really want to shift or change their life. And you have to be in it. There's all 12 classes, because it's going to be a year-long journey. Once a month, 12 classes will be mandatory, but it's all going to happen through Google Plus online. So it won't matter where you are in the world or what you're doing, or you can attend if you're not feeling good. So there's no excuses. We can all get onto Google Plus. So if you are interested, I'm going to make a video about the Soulmates class, but it'll be 12 classes once a month, about an hour-ish, each class a year-long journey. There will be lots of homework with it. It's not going to be like sitting down and writing for hours or something, but it's just for people who are really looking at changing their thoughts, shifting their life, and are really interested in having a healthy, long-term, loving, blessed relationship in the long run. So hopefully that answers a few questions. I'll probably hold that class in the evenings, either on Tuesday, a Wednesday, or a Thursday. Not sure yet, but I want to coordinate with the people in the class what the best day and time is for everyone in the class. But that's kind of to give you a heads up with that. Holly mentions here that she knows that I clear my space with frankincense and myrrh. And that really is a very progressive kind of cleansing or clearing, and I'm going to do a video on how to do that. But on a typical day-to-day basis, it's not something that even I need to do. And I work with spirit and I work with energy every single day and on purpose. So it's working with frankincense and myrrh is great if you use the essential oils and diffuse it in your home, or you burn the resin tabs. It's also a great way to clear energy. It's a great way to clear spirit energy as well, but it isn't really necessary for what we're doing here. So I don't want people to think they have to go buy something or do something special for this 4-week series on how to develop your intuition at home. So you don't need any special stuff, but if you love it, Holly, like I do, then certainly use it. But the intention would be to bring any space you're in or yourself to a state of peace, balance, wholeness, wellness, peace, love. And when I do my beginning intuition, my 1-day class, I teach how to use the frankincense and myrrh, how to clear spaces, and I'm confident that everybody that takes that class can leave that class and could do it even for a living. You could go into other people's homes, charge to go in there and clear the energy of it. So that's something in that class, and I'm just going to show the basics for at-home use when I do my video that I'll make on frankincense and myrrh. I want to add that I still have just a few spaces left for my level 1 developing your intuition class on March 3rd and 4th. That class is almost full. So if you're interested, you may want to consider getting signed up for that. It's on Saturday and Sunday, March 3rd and 4th. It's 10 to 5 p.m. both days. It's full days. You learn more how to work with energy, other people's energy, your energy, and there are lots of other intuitive skills and things that we do in that class that really set the foundation or the stage for people who want to go on and develop further. Susan writes, I woke up this morning wanting to dive into my art. Oh, that's a great way to focus your energy. But after being awake a short time, I am feeling completely overwhelmed. Yeah, sometimes we have to push past the overwhelmed feeling in the world at this time. So pushing past that, it means that I set myself up and I do the little steps to get to doing your art. And you push past the feeling to make yourself do it. And so this morning I did a really good workout. Like I really dove into it, and I didn't want to. I mean, I was rationalizing over and over, because I'm doing this today and because I'm doing that and I'm going to be able to do this tomorrow or that the next day. I was going down the road of rationalizing, and I just heard really like I'll hear or feel the energy of Spirit say, you're giving yourself excuses. And it was so good. I'm really glad that I pushed through and got my workout in before meeting with all of you here today, because working out and even art, or those things, can really be positive. It charges our energy. It feeds it, even though sometimes we feel depleted. And so if you're needing energy, and for Susan it may be art, then that's what you need to do. Even if it's for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's better than nothing. Dawn writes, a great way to clear the energy at the office, if burning incense is not possible, and people are in close proximity. Well, what you can set an intention out, and you can sit in peace and quiet and push energy outward and call in the angels to release negative energy if you can't burn something. But you could also use essential oils. You can get frankincense, lavender, whatever essential oils you like, and just spray it around you or your area, in common areas where nobody's going to be offended by smelling some lavender in the bathroom when they go in there. And you can use essential oils in little squirt bottles to also help move the negative energy around or clear out the heavy energy. I like the word heavy better than I do negative, because people don't really mean to be negative. Very few people are trying to be negative. Some people are, but very few people are trying to be negative. It's a byproduct of them being unaware of their own feelings or emotions, being unaware of their own energy and what they're putting out there into the world, or even the words that they choose. They're unaware of it. We're not taught this in school. We're not taught it growing up. We're not taught it in our churches or other spiritual places. So that's important to be mindful of, that people aren't trying to hurt you. Even the negative people that are a little bullying or bossy, it's not so much that they're trying to hurt you. It's a byproduct of them being completely unaware of how they are moving through the world themselves. It doesn't excuse bad behavior. It doesn't mean that we let people behave badly or get away with it, but it means that we can move through that kind of energy when it comes at us in a more peaceful way or understanding way. Debbie writes that she also plays music. That is one of the ways that I even charge my energy before and between readings. I'll put some music on and I'll shake my groove thing, and I will... That's kind of embarrassing. But I do, and I move my body, and I amp the energy up. I raise the vibration, if you will. That's a term, energy-wise. Raising the vibration just means that we pull our energy from if it's low. And so, Susan, if you want to get into your art today, and you know that it charges your energy, but you need help getting there, then put some music on and see what helps you. Whatever kind of music you like, whatever lifts you up. You don't have to judge it. It can be country music, pop music, Beethoven, whatever floats your boat, whatever lifts your boat up. It always makes you feel better though, doesn't it? So Debbie's so right about music, and thank you for reminding all of us of that. April writes about my feelings on crystal therapy and healing. Crystals are great. I love them. I have them all over my house. If you've ever been here, you've probably seen them on the mantle, on my bookshelves. I keep some in the windows. The power isn't within the crystal itself. It's working with the crystal. I don't put a lot of credence into working with crystals just for healing energy, but they can be supportive on helping energy heal like that. So that's how I feel about that. That's a great question, by the way. Oh, and I love that Dawn Marie writes that my dogs love to dance too. It raises the energy and the vibration for everyone around. Just that 5 minutes even to juice up your energy and to give you that oomph. And be mindful then of also, like, what am I putting into my body to amp it up or to give me that oomph as well. And I don't think there's anything wrong with coffee. Some people coffee doesn't work for, and it has a negative effect on them long term. But if coffee is something that supports you getting amped up and going forward, I love my red juice that I'm doing. I've put that on Instagram, so if you're not sure what I'm using, check it out. I do add green food. I'm going to do some more pictures and maybe a little video clip, just a really short one, of my smoothie routine that I do in the morning that I have almost every day. So if I'm home, I do my smoothie routine for breakfast. So there you go. That's I hope you enjoyed this first class on energy. If you haven't signed up for the level 1 for March 3rd and 4th yet, you may want to consider doing that before it's full. It is almost full. I'm going to be teaching it on March 3rd and 4th, and then again on February 3rd and 4th, and then again on March 3rd and 4th. And stay tuned for the video on soulmates and that class. It'll be 12 full classes, a year-long journey. It's not going to be expensive. The soulmates class is only going to be $300, but I'm only taking 8 students, and it's going to be intense, so it's not for everyone. You have to dedicate your time in your life to reprogramming your thinking in a lot of ways, so that's a big part of that class. Any questions about classes or events coming up or things? If you're interested in me doing another angel party and setting one of those up, I only take 8 people per angel party. A group reading, what I have so far to the end of the year is all sold out. But I'm looking into January and February. So if these are some things that you guys are interested in, leave a comment. Whether you're on YouTube or not, and know that I'm still doing the, once I reach 500 subscribers on my YouTube channel, I'm going to give away a free reading, and then as I go further down the line, I'm going to do a free group reading, and that group reading will be online and several people can be involved in a group reading for when I get to 1,000 subscribers. There'll be a free group reading for 8 people to get to attend. So that sounds fun. So if you haven't subscribed, let your friends know, post my channel on your Facebook pages or other places like that so we can get out to people some real information to help them go. Now April's asking about level 2. I need to get through level 1 because I do need, level 2 is the intermediate course, if you will, and it's transitioning from doing personal development for the self in level 1 into level 2 is being able to transition into reading for other people. Now in level 1 you get a chance to read with other people and connect to their energy, because that's how we learn. So you will be reading for other students in the class in a level 1, but in level 2 I start to bring in the public. And people get a chance to push beyond some boundaries that way with the level 2. Most likely the level 2 will happen in late spring, maybe early summer, that time frame for that. But I'm going to have to see what happens and how many students are ready to transition from level 1 into level 2 at that time. But you don't want to miss out on level 1 in March, because level 1 will be a prerequisite for doing level 2. It's just necessary. Unless you've studied with another very reputable teacher, it's going to be necessary to have the foundations in place. And I'm particular about setting very strong foundations for spiritual work in my level 1. What we're doing here through Facebook Live and through YouTube is giving everybody at home a chance to just grow and work with their own energy, their own spiritual development, and giving you activities and tools to help you do it. But a class helps you expand and work with other people and learn things in a developmental way. So it's all powerful and it's all helpful, in my opinion. Okay, Yay, you're taking level 1 in, I'm teaching it February 3rd and 4th, so not in January, so make sure we check on that, April. And I love that you want to keep your energy developing and growing, so I'll be right there with you. I'm not going to let anybody down. We'll keep it going. All right, guys, so for me, I'm good on this end. I want to make sure I answer all your questions. So if you have any more questions, please let me know. Emily, right now, I don't have any classes online other than the Soulmates course will be all done online through Google+. Okay, good. I'm glad that you know, April, that it's in February is the developing, and also again in March is the level 1. So I don't have some classes online, but I'm happy to go to places. So if you want me to travel to where you are, Emily, leave me a message, let me know where you are, and we can work together to build a class and for me to come out to where you are, because I've been really wanting to get my hands on people personally. There are a lot of classes online that you can take, but they usually grow people just online about this much. If I can get my hands on people in person, I mean, I've had people go from not knowing that they had abilities to popping out names and dates and different things like that for people. So that's fun. And Debbie says she'll see me next week. So I guess you are coming to the gallery that I'm doing, which will be exciting. Anything else? Let me see. You're in North Dakota. I would love to come to North Dakota. It's a long trip. I go out to St. Louis and teach and do events and group events. So there's no reason I couldn't come up to North Dakota. If you know you have enough people that want to learn and there's a group around you of people that want to learn and expand, let's figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll get it worked out or figured out. So Emily emailed me, messaged me, whether it's through Facebook or my email, and we'll see what we can do. And anybody else who wants to see if they can get me out there into their area, I'm happy to do that too. Usually I need at least 10 people to be able to come and travel somewhere. I'm happy to come out to Oregon, and so if you have people that you know, Renee, that you want to pull together for a group, just let me know. Just any of you, if you want me to come to your area, even if you are, say, in California and not really that far, I can still come out to wherever your area is if we get it worked out. So thank you guys, and again, happy Sunday. Next week, same time, same place, right here on Facebook, from your home, your phone, your computer, Facebook Live, and we'll have the second class in the series of developing your intuition. I'm going to talk a little bit more about energy, get some feedback of what happened to you guys in week 1, and then I'm going to move into talking about some of the clairs. That's going to be fun. Okay. All right, guys. Much love to all of you. Be well. Send me a message. Make a comment. I am happy to get back to you. And otherwise, be blessed. Energy is still thick and heavy out there in the world, so we can make a difference by being mindful of our energy and sending love even when it's hard. All right, so go out and do it. Love you. Take care.